The cannabis company CannTrust's is listing on the New York Stock Exchange. A third of Canadian marijuana's company to do so. It's the third. The chief executive, Peter Aceto, joins me now from New York. First of all, congratulations on joining the exchange. I'm wondering, you obviously you can trade on the NYSE because you're a Canadian company in the way that a US company could not, because it's against US federal law. Why have you decided to go on the NYSE?
Well, firstly, it's a great pleasure to be on and to be right here in the New York Stock Exchange. And yeah, it is interesting about how the rules globally in Canada and the U.S. really are different. But I think this is a really important milestone for CannTrust. I mean, to have international investors, U.S. investors, institutional investors, retail investors have the opportunity to have access to a company like CannTrust, who's got a very exciting global opportunity and a really ambitious international strategy.
So far, obviously, the large tobacco manufacturers have also become extremely involved. You're well aware, of course, of their interests and their tie-ups. Do you expect to see more of that? And are you on the line?
Absolutely. I mean, I think you've seen some players in different industries come to the fore and forge really important strategic partnerships with cannabis companies. I think you're just in the basically in the first inning of what you'll see in terms of cannabis companies. We're having many of these types of conversations, and I think everybody, whether you're in health and wellness, whether you're in beverages, whether you're in tobacco, whether you're in pharmaceuticals, are interested in the impact cannabis is going to have, because it's very disruptive.
It's very disruptive, and it's also highly volatile in terms of the share prices, as you all know from last year. Do you say, or do you believe that there's still an element of the Wild West about it? Or is, one certainly can't say there's any maturity about it.
Yeah, I think, medical cannabis in Canada has been legal for 5 years. And from a recreational perspective, it's been legal for about 6 months. I think you're seeing people like me who come out of the banking industry and many other executives coming to the space, which is professionalizing the space. We're about to see earnings and financial rigor and execution. So I think in the months ahead, the financial markets are going to be expecting a lot from companies like CannTrust and our competitors. So I think we're moving from one stage into another and really having globally successful companies like CannTrust.
Peter, whenever we do IPOs, we always like to look at the price and the trading price, because obviously you like to have a bit of a bump in terms of the price. Unfortunately, that doesn't appear to be the case today. You're off about 6%. Now, I'll accept that is minor in compared with the long-term perspective of the company. But why do you think the market hasn't bitten today?
Well, we're thrilled with how the performance of CannTrust has done over the last few months, and actually pretty close to highs. I think what people need to think about, and certainly what I'm excited about and my colleagues at CannTrust are excited about, is, in 5, 6, 7 years from now, this is a $300 billion annual revenue industry in multiple different sectors all around the world. So I think these companies, it's difficult to value them today. It's difficult to rationalize the share price at any given day. But very, very optimistic for the sector, and particularly our company. We think we're very well positioned.
Peter, excellent. Good to have you on the program, sir. Please make an appointment to come back and talk more about this. Particularly, it's one of those industries we need to follow closely, and we're grateful you've given us time. Thank you, sir. As we continue